Welcome to Hurricane Financial's Independent Agent Training Channel. The content and opinions expressed are solely that of the speaker. The training information and education contained is not intended for public use and is intended to provide supplemental information and education for independent agents only. Duplication in any form, which includes screenshots, audio, or video copying, is strictly prohibited without express written consent of Hurricane Financial Corporation. And now, your host.
Well, welcome everyone to Phase 1, Module 1 of our agent training. Today we are talking about the differences of how agents stand out from a crowd in the financial service arena versus the agents who do not stand out from a crowd. In the insurance and financial industries, most agents and advisors all look the same to the public. And this is just a fact. This is something you're going to see as you get into your careers. And for those of you who have been out there and you have had a career for some length of time, you'll know that the public tends to see most people in our industry about the same. The difference is going to be for an agent or an advisor is going to be differentiating yourself from the pack. That is so critical and key with this whole thing. If this is how you're going to stand out from everybody else, is you have to become a trusted advisor and not just a salesman. So what you're going to find a lot of times in the sales world, financial companies will hire people, insurance companies do the same thing, and they'll basically just train you to be a good salesman. And they'll have you call everybody you know, and eventually you run out of people in your warm market. And this is why there's a 92% failure ratio and a huge turnover margin in the financial service world, because eventually people run out of good contacts. And if you haven't established yourself as a trusted advisor, you're not going to end up having a stream of business that keeps coming back to you over and over again. Unfortunately, in the financial world, what we see a lot is that financial companies really have their head in the sand. They are so focused on just product sales, product sales, product sales. They don't really take the time to train advisors and agents to develop a business that's going to sustain themselves. So what ends up happening over a period of time is the business dries up around you and you don't have much left except, a company that is kind of sitting there stuck with their head in the sand. One of the things that I have found in my career is that when you talk with financial companies, a couple of things that financial people talk to their clients about, and this is a good indicator to you if you're looking for the type of company that you want to be associated with and build how you want to build your agency. Do you want to be the typical pie chart model where you're talking about allocation and risk tolerance and so on and so forth? Well, this is an outdated old model. The modern portfolio theory is something that has been out since 1952. So in 1952, Harry Markowitz had put together a paper called the modern portfolio theory. And this basically it was published in the Journal of Finance. And so when you think about this, you think 1952, how modern today is something that was founded in 1952? How could you really consider that modern today? I don't know. Because there's a lot of things, if you think back to 1952, that were popular that aren't popular now. One of them was Mr. Potato Head. In 1952, Mr. Potato Head was the most popular kids' toy on the market. You couldn't sell enough or buy enough Mr. Potato Heads. If you had marketed Mr. Potato Head, you'd have made a fortune. Mr. Potato Head was selling off the shelves in 1952. How many kids today are playing with Mr. Potato Head? Well, the problem is that a lot of advisors are coming across like Mr. Potato Head because they're working for companies that offer the same old wore-out advice that goes all the way back to 1952, which was simply, let's build a portfolio for the client and let's allocate the money and let's base it upon their risk tolerance. And I can't think of something that's more outdated than that versus having a strategic wealth planning approach that is going to give you a clear view to your client and your client a clear view to what you do. And so basically what you're going to be in the industry is you're going to be someone's a bright light. You're going to be offering what we call uncommon advice. The common advice is what you see every day, is what the financial firms are offering. The financial firms are all offering risk tolerance and pie charts. And so if you can go out and build income plans that are rock solid and true, and you can build out a platform, you have a chance to differentiate yourself from every other advisor out there and create a business that is going to be more long term. So the public in recent years has become more educated. A lot of times when the public is more educated, they become more skeptical because they're getting tired of hearing the same old things. I mean, how many times, if you're listening to this right now, how many times have you received a dinner seminar postcard in the mail, or somebody you know that has? You get into a certain age bracket and you start getting those things on a regular basis. And when you go to any of those, and every once in a while I'll go to one just to simply see what they're like, and what you end up finding is that they're talking about the same things. One set of people who put these seminars on are talking about risk tolerance and pie charts. The other group is talking about products, just financial products that their company offers and what they're trying to sell. What the agents that we train and develop at Hurricane Financial have a different method and approach. We're out there talking as strategic wealth advisors, strategic planners, and really strategic thinkers on putting together plans that guarantees somebody their outcome, guarantees them an income that will last the rest of their life, guaranteeing them a wealth creation tool such as infinite banking that will allow you to build wealth without risk and without taxable events. So when you're a preferred wealth strategist, it puts you in a completely different bracket from everybody else. And you'll find that most advisors are going to fall into that 92% bracket, which is the failure bracket. So if you've been in the industry for a while, you probably have seen this. If you have not been in the industry for a while, what you're going to see as a new person is that a lot of companies will offer you the moon. They will come in and say, listen, our advisors are trained. We have state-of-the-art technology and software and, clientele and whatnot. If that were the case, why do 92% of people that fall into that bracket, when you're starting your business, when you're starting your career in this industry, why do 92% fail? And it comes down to uncommon advice versus common advice. If you can be an advisor, no matter what company you're with, that can be a preferred strategic wealth strategist, that you can offer uncommon knowledge, uncommon advice, uncommon out-of-the-box thinking, you're going to stand out and separate yourself from the pack. Does it take courage? I don't know. I think it probably takes more courage to go into the model that's broken where 92% of people fail. So the choice is yours as you go forward. You just have to decide, are you looking to build an agency that is built around strategic offerings, or are you looking to just simply draw a paycheck by working for a company that is going to say, hey, listen, as soon as you start, we want you to make a list of everybody you know and start contacting them. And then when you get done with that, we'll give you the phone book or maybe some leads. And I can tell you right now, leads are, you might as well just dial out numbers out of the phone book. But we're going to look ahead, some trainings coming up here. Module 1 was just a simple introduction into the financial world and to tell you the differences between common advice and uncommon advice. As we look forward, I'm going to outline for you the step-by-step Hurricane Financial independent agent sales process, and we're going to go through that in detail and show you how the mentor program works and how you can basically create a business and make sales and build your own practice, your own business, at the same time doing it without sounding like a salesman. That's easier said than done. In the industry, most people do not stand up in the crowd, and the public sees them all the same, therefore they all sound like salesmen. People that have worked with Hurricane Financial in the past as independent agents that have their own agencies, we teach them and train them and develop them to create a career path for success and to be able to achieve high volumes of sales, attract clientele to an exciting opportunity without sounding like a salesman. So if you're adverse to sounding like a salesman, or the whole idea of sales kind of turns you off and you're really in this industry because you want to help people, you're going to love what we offer. And so I look forward to you taking time to go through the next module and complete this module section, go through the exam. Set up your own one-on-one consultation with Hurricane Financial so that we can show you how to chart out a business plan that will work for you so you can build your own agency at your own pace. Thank you, and we will see you on Module 2.
You've just listened to another independent agent training presentation courtesy of Hurricane Financial Corporation. We hope you found the information contained within to be helpful. For more information or questions, contact Hurricane Financial Corporation at 888-200-8161. Wealth, security, control in the eye of the storm.